Hi, David Humphries again with the 7th video in this how-to series based on the Property Auction Expert Lot Analyzer. And in this video I'm looking at how to compile or complete the viewing schedule, which is one of the more important aspects of this Lot Analyzer, and it does take a number of attempts to get it right on a single viewing day, as I will demonstrate to you. Now in this video I'm going to show you the overview of the whole viewing schedule and what it can do, and then in the next video I will show you how to complete a viewing schedule. Altogether there are 4 viewing days built into the analyzer. We can see the first viewing and the 4th viewing. The 4th viewing is the default viewing. If I open up this tab here, the second viewing schedule will be visible. Second viewing schedule, but I'm going to work on the first viewing schedule, so I'll close that down. And also I will close down the analyzer, so we're looking simply at the first viewing schedule, and I'll be using this area of the screen for other purposes. So to take you through, I've forgotten one thing I must show you before I close it down. So to take you through what's in this viewing schedule, obviously we have the address of the property, the postcode, which is vitally important, and the lot number. We then have an A to Z of Google place points or place initials, and this is the viewing order, and they change color depending on whether you can view internally. If you can, the color is green. This is an auto change of color, by the way, and if you can't view internally for whatever reason and you have to view externally only, the color is light brown or orange depending on what your screen shows. And you end up having completed your viewing schedule with an A to Z list of properties under Google. You also end up with the I's and E's all set up so you can see what you're doing at each property. We then have a switch. First of all, we've got the viewing date here, and then we have a switch which tells the viewing page where we have the individual lots for viewing purposes which viewing schedule looking at, the first, second, third or fourth. So when this switch is yes, and if you open up the viewing page down here, which I'll do in a second, you will see the first lot A and the times. So in the first lot, for instance, the viewing time is 9:45. So if I open up this viewing page, it's set to A at the moment, which is catalogue lot 15, Beckett Street, the postcode, and the time of the viewing, and then other information about the lot which you have already completed inside the analyzer. And if I put a B into this cell, then the information changes, as I will show you, to Great Bridge Street. 10:15 is the viewing time, and so it goes on. And this viewing page is designed to be used on an iPad. Back to the analyzer. Now, most auctioneers, and certainly in the low-cost areas, set a viewing time of between 15 and 20 minutes, and it's this default viewing time that you enter up into this cell above the 4th viewing day or first 4th viewing schedule, and I'll show you where that comes from in a minute. So going back to the viewing times, these viewing times are set by the auctioneers, and they will be found in a viewing schedule inside the auctioneer's website. You won't find the viewing times in the EIG site, unfortunately. And I'll show you what you're looking at for Bigwoods as an example is this sheet, and here we have all the lots and their viewing dates, and as you can see it's virtually every day over a 2-week period, and we're choosing the first day which has the majority of properties being viewed. And in this case it's 28th of November, and I'll scroll down and you'll see there's far more properties being available to be viewed on this day than earlier days. Now, we're not necessarily interested in all these properties, and also there will be properties that we are interested in which are not available to be viewed on this day, and I'll show you how we handle those. And as I scroll down this list, at the bottom of the list it tells us how long they allow for viewing. Please arrive promptly for viewings, as the allotted times are usually limited to 20 minutes only, and they are generally very rigid on this 20 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever the time allowed is, because they're people who are showing these properties. The auctioneers' representatives have got to make each subsequent viewing on time, otherwise people standing around waiting for the representative to arrive, and by the end of the day you simply couldn't make the properties in time. So that's the viewing schedule. As I say, it's inside the auctioneer's website. You can download it, as I've done, as a PDF file, and the idea is to view as many properties on the day when the most properties can be viewed as possible, and then if you need to, you go back on a subsequent day, and this is why we have the 4 viewing days inside the analyzer. As you can see here, Beckett Street is one of the properties that we've listed, lot 15, in the analyzer, and we have 4 viewing days for Beckett Street. So if in the first day we cannot get all the information down that we need to get down, we can return the following Monday or the following Wednesday or the Monday later on. And this is why we set up with 4 viewing days inside the analyzer. So to return to the analyzer, first job is to post into this default viewing minutes 20 minutes, and note everything has to be put in as a time, so it's colon 20, not dot or stop 20. You must use a colon so that Excel knows that you're talking about a time. You don't have to put the zeros in, 0 colon 20, but you do have to put colon 20 in. And likewise, if you put colon 2, it'll come up as colon 02. Try it and test it, and then you'll see how it works. Now, before going across on how these numbers work in the various lines, let's look at the map that we are working on. And here is the map. And the A to Z placeholders are listed on the left hand side, and these have been copied and pasted in, and I'll show you in the second video how you do that. And then we have the list of properties that we're interested in viewing, and as you can see, they're across a wide area of West Birmingham in this particular case, starting up near the Wolverhampton area and ending up down in Druids Heath, King's Heath. And there are times down here which are the same as the times up in the Wolverhampton area, and therefore you cannot see all these properties in the same day. And for that reason we have both internal and external viewings. You can also see, I've sorted out the top, by the way, but you can also see that there's no logic in how the A to Z runs down the bottom. You know, we've got H down here near M, and HI makes sense, MN makes sense, but I to M, there are a lot of properties between those two initials. But I'll show you how you construct this map in the next video. So back to the analyzer, and I'm going to close it down so you can see what's happening. Now we can see the 28th of November viewing dates and the times. So to start off with, we put the depart time in as to where we're leaving from, and tell the analyzer how long it's going to take us to get to this point A, the first placeholder, Beckett Street. And I've put in for this purpose half an hour, so we arrive at 9:30 to a viewing time that's come from that schedule of 9:45. That's fine. Okay, so we arrive here at 9:45, and then I'm going to go on to B, which is 4 minutes away, and I'll show you where this information comes from. Back to the map. If I scroll down, each of these placeholders has a letter down here, and at the bottom it tells you the time it takes to get to the next property. So having gone to property A, it will take 4 minutes to get to property B, and then to get to property C it will take 6 minutes. D obviously is very close, but to get from D to E, Google says that it will take 14 minutes, and these are the times you put into the analyzer. Back to the analyzer. So we start off, as I said, departing from wherever, half an hour to the first to reach A, and therefore we arrive at 9:30 rather, with a 9:45 appointment. That's fine. Got time to look at the locality as well. We then go on to B. Now what it is doing, let me just open this up a bit further, move this across. What the analyzer is doing is that it's taking 9:45 as the time the time we arrive at this property. We then view it for 20 minutes, and then we travel for 4 minutes to arrive at the next property at 9:54. So it's in scheduling the arrival time for the next property, we're taking in the viewing time of the last property and the travel time. So in this particular case, we go from A to B. 9:45 is the time where we need to be at property A, because that's the time we can get inside it. It's an internal viewing. We then spend 20 minutes viewing it, and then we spend 4 minutes travelling on to B, arriving at 9:54 for a 10:15 appointment. That's fine. We're then going to go to D for 11:15, which is here, which is no distance really from B. So what I'm going to do is to go and view C externally. It isn't available to be viewed on this particular day, so I'm going to drive past C and get out of the car and have a look at the outside, again taking 20 minutes. So it takes me 3 minutes to get to C from B, and I arrive at 10:17. I take my 20 minutes to have a look around it, and then get back in the car and drive on to D, 7 minutes away, and arriving at 10:44, which is in time for the 11:15 appointment to view it. In fact, I might even be able to slot another property between those, because I've got a half-hour wait effectively. To go on to E, and let me move the map so you can see where E is. To get up from D to E, we're talking about 40-minute drive, so we're arriving at 11:18, but the viewing time is scheduled for 10:45. We can't make it for 10:45, therefore automatically this cell turns red to tell you that you can't make it in time. And you can either readjust your viewing schedule completely, or you live with it and do an external viewing. So if we look at the viewings, we've got an internal for the first two, because we're making it on time. We're then doing a drive-by on C, so it's an external viewing, then going on to D to arrive in time to do an internal viewing, and then on to E up here, to do an external viewing, because we've missed the viewing that was scheduled by the auctioneer. And then whilst we're up here, we're going to go to F to do another external viewing, 9 minutes away, arriving at 11:47, and so forth. And then we just cascade down through the A to Z viewing list. So that's an overall look at this viewing scheduler and how it works. And in the next video, I will show you how to compile this schedule and make it work, and how to move things around in the Google Maps, and how to get the information out, etc., etc. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.